I still have people today who stop me and tell me they remember I've heard that song, which is pretty amazing to me because most people, the memory goes pretty quick about that. We did the show for 4 years, and it was at a point in time when we were still trying to build our broadcast program, and I was trying to get it in the direction of journalism. But while we moved in that direction, we had to have some projects that would give our students some solid production experience. And one of the good things about doing a game show is because there's so many different creative camera angles, and it's also an upbeat kind of show where they realize teamwork is so important to make that work. If somebody falls down on the job, then it really messes up the whole production. But I was very proud of the work. That episode was directed by a young man named Brent Green, who happens to be the nephew of Dave Brown, the retired weathercaster from Channel 5 in Memphis. And Brent Green has gone on to win 2 Emmys as a director of Channel 5 News on WMC TV. And I'm very proud of his work, but I was extraordinarily proud of his work there. I loved having the panelists on, people like Gary Neese and Kinda Mallard, some of the others who were on there. They were just so much fun. Howard Newell, I'll never forget the time we asked him the question. And it was one of those where he could give a bluff answer. And he said, Howard, in the song, The 12 Days of Christmas, it says, in the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. What did my true love give to me? And he said, well, she hasn't yet. Howard had a little bit of Howard Cosell in his voice from time to time, but what an entertaining show it was, and we gave an opportunity for so many young people to perform on this show. The 2 young ladies that you saw there, they were students at Union, and we borrowed from our music department. It was a show that it just seemed to be the right place at the right time. But I'm going to tell you one more thing about it. When we got to about the 3rd season, there was a young lady who was one of my majors, and she was on the production crew of I've Heard That Song. And she came to me and she said, Mr. B, when are we ever going to do an I've Heard That Song episode with some contemporary music? Well, we had structured it for 50s, 60s, and 70s music primarily because that really was a balance that would get a lot of people in the show. And I knew if we did a lot of rock tunes of the day in the 90s, it would not be successful. So I called her bluff, and I said, okay, here's what we'll do. We're going to do 2 shows, and it's going to be nothing but about songs that are on the pop charts or have been on the pop charts in the last 3 months. And I said, and we'll have younger contestants on there, and I'm going to prove something to you. So we did. Every question was about songs that were on the pop charts for 3 months prior to the show. We had the younger contestants. I will tell you, they were 2 of the worst shows that we had ever done. At one point, they missed 9 answers in a row. They didn't even know what was on the pop charts in that day. It was terrible. And I said to her afterward, I said, I am now proving a point to you, and I hope you understand why we are never going to do that kind of show again. You want to know who that student was? Her name at the time was Shannon Hurt. She is now Shannon Stewart, a member of the Jackson-Madison County School Board. Yep, that was Shannon. Oh my goodness gracious. We did have some fun times in those days. And I hope you've had a fun time tonight with everything that we've had, because we've tried to do something that lifts everybody's spirits. We didn't do any hardcore dramatic show, no police shows, anything like this. Just some things that we hope would make you just feel better and more upbeat. So that's what we're going to do for tonight. We got a Best of TV Classics tomorrow night. So until we're with you again next week, this is Steve Beverly saying, remember to keep watching the classics, because that was when television was fun. Good night, everybody.